Hey guys, it's Doolin. Welcome to the table, and today we're going to discuss a couple of different games that I've finally been able to get off my shelf and onto the table for the first time ever. These all three are games that aren't highly rated or really just aren't really rated in general because I don't know why. Two of these are pretty popular. Another one of these I've not seen very many people talk about, so that'll be the last one. Stay tuned to see what that one is. But first up, we have Jurassic Park Danger. Now, this game has been sitting on my shelf probably longer than any of the others. I've just not really wanted to play it. I don't know what it is. I mean, the cover is cool. If you like Jurassic Park, it should immediately pull you in, like me. And I don't know what took me so long to finally play this game. But in this game, you're a group versus one player. If it's only two people, it's humans versus dinosaurs. But the dinosaur player will be versing everyone else who is playing. And it's for 2 to 5 players, I believe. 2 to 5 players. This game says it plays in about 50 minutes. I think that's going to majorly change based on your player count. But the game is played as sort of this area control game for the dinosaurs, and really just a cat and mouse style run away and accomplish your goals and get to the chopper type thing for everyone else. I would say if you are a Jurassic Park fan, you're going to immediately be drawn in by the map, which is just one giant island of Jurassic Park. And just so you guys know, you cannot play this on a really tiny coffee table. I tried, and as the setup got further and further along, I very quickly realized, no, I need a bigger table for this. But on top of the island, you have 10 player cards, which are all represented. And just in case you're worried, no, these are not from the newer movies. Not that they're bad. I actually haven't seen them. I just know that people don't like them as much as the originals. But they're all characters from the original movie. And it's a interesting take on the like 1v everyone else genre. I think this game could have been a cool like hidden movement game like Scotland Yard, but I still find it fun. For the humans to win, they have to get around the map and activate all 3 locations. One will call in the helicopter. One will activate the fences. The fences are actually really neat because they're previously things that you could climb over, but the moment they're activated, no one's able to get over them, which severely hinders the dinosaur's ability to just run around the map and eat everyone up. And then the third thing is it makes safe zones. So essentially the helicopter and the 3 locations become these, if you've played tag with like safe zones, yeah, they become safe zones. The dinosaurs are simply going to be playing cards and doing what those cards say, which can vary between climbing, running, and sneaking even. And the humans have those same abilities, but the dinosaurs are going to get to move more. Their cards allow them to move more than one space. They have 3 dinosaurs that they're controlling. You're not allowed to move a single dinosaur twice in one move, but there are cards that will allow you to move all 3 dinosaurs, which are extremely powerful. Let's talk pros and cons, just real fast, because I think that we're going to play this game on this channel at some point. One of my favorite pros about this is that there is no player elimination. And some of you might actually get annoyed by this because every time a player dies, it goes into a pool of characters that have died. And you draw a new character to play as, you spawn in the middle, and the moment that the humans lose a pool of 3 characters, they lose. The dinosaurs win. So if you have one person who's really bad, they could lose all 3 of yours, and they be the reason you guys lost, which could annoy some more competitive players. But for me, I think that that's nice because I hate games that a player gets eliminated, especially when it's 40 minutes long. Like, let's say you get eliminated because the dinosaurs focus super hard on you for the first 10 minutes, and now you're just watching a game for 30 minutes, and that's not fun. So I'm glad that they do that. In order for the humans to win, they just have to get 2 players if you're playing only 2 people. But 2 to 3 players, you only need 2 people at the chopper. I think 4 to 5, you need 3. So it's a game of get everyone there. The very last little bit of the game where the dinosaurs are just trying to make their dinosaurs stay in between you and the chopper is really, really fun to watch. It can create this sort of like freeze tag moment where you're trying to dance around an electric fence and keep them there. I think that that's really neat. I'd say con number one is that the map itself is not flush, which is weird because it's a Ravensburger game, so you'd think that that's like the one thing that they would get right, being puzzle people. But I had a really hard time actually getting all of the pieces to fit the way they were supposed to, so that's a little frustrating. And another thing is I think that some of the cards are just a little overpowered. Like the sneak ability, oh my goodness, if you are good at rolling, because you have to roll, I think, a 4+ to actually be sneaking, but sneaking is so overpowered. You put your character on its side, and you literally get to just stay like that, and even if a dinosaur moves on your space, they can't eat you because you're hiding. And then on the next turn, the moment that you are moving, you actually get to pick up that person and put them wherever else. And if you successfully sneak, you actually get that card back into your hand. I think all players start with 2, and so if you can just keep rolling it, you can honestly just keep playing that card over and over again. Now granted, that's a 50% chance of rolling a 4+ on a 6-sided die, so I mean, I don't know, maybe it was just the game that I played, but we rolled it a lot, and it was very annoying for the dinosaur player because they had this person surrounded. They just kept sneaking. They couldn't eat them. Another plus is the game is very easy to teach. The instructions, I think, are really, really easy. It's a very slim little booklet, and it's color coordinated based on whether you're the dinosaurs or humans, and just very easy to read, very easy to learn. I think if you are a person who likes Jurassic Park and you have a group of people who might not even be into board games much, this game would be a fun one to bust out and try. Next up is Sushi Roll by Gamewright Games, and this one you might recognize the art immediately because it's model. I mean, it's basically another version of an extremely popular game called Sushi Go. I actually have the Sushi Go Party one right here. Love that game to death. But is Sushi Roll any good? Is it worth getting if you have Sushi Go Party? This game essentially is the same game but with dice instead. You have these little cool conveyor belt trays. You roll all your dice, and all of the dice are different colors and have different types of the same things from Sushi Go Party. You'll have your maki rolls, you'll have your wasabi, you'll have your nigiri, you'll have everything from the original game in this game too. And you'll roll the dice, set them all up on these conveyor belts, and you'll take a piece and then pass the conveyor belt to the next player. Which essentially makes it the exact same game because all of the ways of scoring are basically the same. You want 2 of shrimp tempura or 3 of, this time 3 potentially, of shrimp tempura to score multiple points, and they just level you up the more you pick up. You get wasabi and it triples your next nigiri. Like, it's all of those same style things, but why would I think that somebody would want Sushi Roll? If you've played the heck out of Sushi Go, and you're just maybe a little tired of it, I think Sushi Roll adds 2 things that make me want to go back to it. One of which is dice are fun. I love rolling a bunch of dice and getting to know that it's not just a set of cards. I roll them and boom, I have this pool that was created that is unique to me. Second is there's these 3 different things that you can play to manipulate dice that you could never do with cards. You don't have these little power-ups that allow you to potentially get what you need. So let's say you're looking at the purple dice and they have like the shrimp and the dumplings, and you think, I don't need any more shrimp because it's not going to get any more points, but if I had one more dumpling I would get like 10 extra points. So let's pick this up. I'll play my chopsticks or my menu, I can't remember, I think it's chopsticks, and you re-roll one of them. And the other one is super powerful. I believe it's the menu item where you actually get to, if it's on your turn and you play it, you swap one of yours on whatever die it's rolled, and you hand it to another player, and then you take one of theirs. And so, extremely powerful thing. Now, keep in mind, they could do the exact same thing to you, but once you cash that in, they can't take it off your board. So, it's interesting. I think that if you like Sushi Go and you've gotten to the point where you've just overplayed it, this game is interesting enough, and with the menus and the chopsticks, I think adds enough that it would be fun to try. It's fairly cheap as well, so maybe this is right for you. All right, our final game on I Finally Played is a game that's been sitting in my cart for like 3 or 4 months, I think since December really, and I finally found a copy, got it, and immediately played it, and that is Dinner in Paris by FunnyFox Games. And this game is awesome. I think that it's super cute. I think that the theme is really, really interesting to me. The idea behind it is that this new like square in Paris it has opened, and there's this fountain, and there's music players, and there's pigeons everywhere. Like it gives you the feeling that, oh wow, this is actually a popular square, and I'm gonna make a lot of money opening restaurants and building terraces and making this place even more popular. This game is I don't want to give away too much because we're definitely playing this on the channel, but it's essentially, in my mind, what I wish Ticket to Ride was. And don't get me wrong, I have like 3 different types of Ticket to Rides, and I love Ticket to Ride, but this game adds a lot of things that is interesting to me. What do I mean by that? Let's just jump into that. So essentially, at the start of the game, all you're doing is collecting food. The food is a lot like the train piece, cards that you'll collect in Ticket to Ride. You have your pool that you could just blindly pick from, or there are 3, I believe, yes, 4 foods out, and you can pick from one of those. You can only pick one, and then you have 2 extra actions that you can use to do just about anything. You can either pick more food, you can open a restaurant if you have the food that you need in order to open that restaurant, and then you can build terraces if you have the income from the restaurants you've built. And then the last thing you can do is also score hidden objective things, which often are very similar to the things that you'll see in Ticket to Ride, which are build certain patterns of terraces or complete a certain number of terraces on a specific restaurant. And it's very, very fun. It's very cute. As you build, you get the sense that, yes, this is a square that is popular, and I'm competing with these other restaurants that are all here for customers, and I want to have the best locations out there that are going to score me the most victory points and get me the most income by building terraces around the square. And I've had a lot of fun with this, and Max didn't have as much fun as I did, so take that all with a grain of salt. Wait until our preview of this game. I think that we're hopefully going to get Emily and Danielle in on this as well, but if not, it's fun at 2 as well. The game is exactly what I just explained. It's collecting food, it's using that food to open restaurants, which gets you income, and then using that income to build terraces off those specific restaurants, which will score you major victory points the more terraces you build, and actually get you more income the more you build. So it's just this game of, do I go for more restaurants to get more income, or do I build more terraces, or do I collect more food because I know that I'm like 1 or 2 away from the Gastronomique, which is the best restaurant in the game, but there's only one of them. So if you have 4 players, you need to get there quickly. So is there anybody else out here that has enough cards to build that thing yet? I don't know. So there's a lot to consider as you play, and I don't know. It's a very interesting area control game with income management and card management, card drafting, like all of these different things that make it unique, and I think is very fun. So pros and cons real fast. Pros, theme, beautiful. We've already talked, like immediately after playing this for the first time, I told Max I would love to play this at 4-player. And he was like, yes, let's get Danielle and Emily in on this. and I was like, well, what if we went all out? Like this game makes me want to play like Paris music in the background and make croissants and drink wine and maybe make a charcuterie board. And Max was like, yes, let's do that, because this game gets you in that mood. And so hopefully we'll be able to do that, and it'll be really fun. Another pro I would say is also gameplay. I've had fun playing this every single time. It's unique. The puzzle that you're solving is fun and sometimes difficult, but in all honesty, it's very easy to teach. So it's very accessible to all players. A few negatives. One is I think that they could have made the pieces maybe a little bit more durable. The cards are just nothing to write home about. And another negative that Max has brought up is that we're not really sure if the hidden objectives are worth going for. I ran away with my game against him, and he focused heavily on those, where I just focused heavily on getting a bunch of income immediately and then building as many terraces as I could, and that blew him away. Like, it was just one of those things where, especially towards the end of the game, the multiplying effect of the terraces, if you have those, you don't want to waste any time going for hidden objective cards, because they're only going to get you 5 or 6 points each, whereas every single terrace I'm building on the last restaurant is getting me 7, 8 points every single time I'm building them. It's very useful to just keep going for those instead. So there might be some balancing issues there, but who knows? I've only played this at 2-player, so I think that spatial puzzle will really become crowded and choked and more fun with more players. So if you've played any 3 of these games, please let us know in the comments. If you would like to see any of these, especially in this next week played, we are gearing up to really hit the grind when it comes to getting gameplays out. So if you want to see any of them, please let us know, and we'll see you guys again soon. Bye.